Tell me what's up
This is
with this
true.
new trailer.
Um, it's out. We saw the cast list and we are like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of famous people in this. That
Yeah.
probably didn't need to be in it. And the trailer came out, and you're like, wow, that's correct.
Well, it looks good.
That's
It
correct.
looks
Yeah.
good. It
It
looks
looks
it looks
actually
good.
no, I will say it looks fantastic. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's very pretty and cute, and it looks a lot of like a lot of the 3D Super Mario that's in the
Yeah.
past years, but it still has its own little twist on it. You know, there's still
Yeah.
little
To be
things.
fair, they've had a lot of time to perfect rendering these characters, and now that you don't have to play as them, they can really take their time. And I mean, these shots are beautiful, really.
I know.
I did notice Mario looks a little different. His eyes are a little further apart. He sort of doesn't have I don't know.
But
He feels a
you're talking
lot
about the butt
cleaner.
thing.
Well, also his butt. We could
Yeah,
talk
there it
about
is.
That.
Mario's butt.
Oh, there
It's like
it
an
is.
Where
alien.
is it? Where is that thing?
That was trending for 2 days on Twitter, and I was always checking in on it because I wanted to see the update on what was happening. It
They
was
could
it
they could
was
give him a little more. Also,
yeah.
doesn't he just kind of look American in this? Doesn't he look like the sound that's going to come out of him is just going to be American?
I hate to tell you this, Andrew, but he was always American.
What?
He was Italian American, but it was because he was from like New York. He just had like a very like, you know,
Yeah, but I mean,
now
Charles
it's more
Martinet's
of like a
Mario. Charles
yeah,
Martinet's Mario has
yeah,
always been this high-pitched Italian accent, and he may be Italian American, someone who moved to America, but that's a paisan. That's somebody
yeah,
who knows, like he came to America or the Mushroom Kingdom, whichever.
yeah.
Speaks English with music and whimsy in his voice, which
Very energetic.
yeah, which I noticed was missing.
Very, yeah.
Did you notice that? Did
Oh,
anybody
big
else
time.
notice that?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I mean, it's the first trailer, so I always take those with a grain of salt because you know that this is just all it's meant to do is kind of give you a sense of, well, this is a movie that's coming out. If you're a fan of
yeah,
it, here you
I
go. It's a
disagree.
first look.
I disagree. I
Doesn't give you
disagree.
the story. Yeah.
The story doesn't even matter. I don't think for anybody watching this the story because we know the story.
yeah,
Princess Peach is in trouble. Mario's got to save her. That's been the story for 40 years.
right.
I'm sure there'll be a Donkey Kong cameo. It'll probably be some other celebrity, but let's just say it. Chris Pratt, you let us down. And
I mean,
I don't know if you personally let us down or the studio is like, just use your normal voice. It'll be a lot better. But
well, even then, at the end, you can tell like he's doing like a little bit of an accent.
yeah.
Like at the very end, you see, which is very funny. He says the iconic Mario line, "Here we come," which is not the line. It's "Here we go." Like it's
Yeah.
been very. I don't know. You
You
can
know,
tell like, oh gosh, this guy's father-in-law is the Terminator. Let's keep bringing himself in movies. Maybe we can bring him in, do something. Maybe he made a deal. I don't know. But
the thing
I
is,
love
Chris
Chris
Pratt's
Pratt,
he's a really
but
funny guy, and he
he's
normally
great.
rises to the occasion to do these kinds of things. But with voice acting, like it's enough that you have his name. Let him do the Mario voice.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to hear the Mario voice.
I think yeah, if you put him the right character, then he'll kill it. He'll improvise himself. He'll add
Yeah,
more. But when you're putting yourself into this very iconic character, he already has this iconic voice actor that's still working. Still could have
yep,
used him. You're saying, it's hard because no matter what we're going to compare, but it's very disturbing.
yeah.
Speaking about voice actors, how did you feel about the rest? We have Jack Black as Bowser. We
Jack
have
Black did okay. Jack
yeah,
Black,
you like him?
I was impressed. He committed to being Bowser as opposed to being himself. But Jack Black's
Yeah.
always been good at voice acting, you know.
Yeah. They have that
His
fun evil eyebrow action that's always happening.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Didn't love Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, just because Toad also has a really iconic, high-pitched young voice, and it sounded like a guy doing like a little troll thing, and I'm like, that's not Toad.
Yeah.
That's that's a troll thing.
That one, I'm a little like, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't hate it, and I'm like not entirely love it, but I liked it personally. I thought it. I couldn't even recognize him. I didn't even know that was him at first for some reason.
I just knew it wasn't Toad.
Yeah,
And just based on these, I know Charlie Day's Luigi. I doubt it's gonna be a thick Italian accent,
that is
or
gonna be
even
so funny.
or low pitched. You know, it's almost like they should have switched. Like,
I feel like he's gonna do a very stereotypical like Brooklyn accent, and it's just that's the only way I can imagine it. But Dan, do you have any thoughts and opinions about this? Are you a fan of the video game?
Okay, so I've played plenty of the games, but I'm not like a hardcore diehard fan of Super Mario or Nintendo things in general. I've never owned well, I think I owned a Nintendo Wii a long time ago, but even then I wasn't honestly, I played Wii Sports more than anything else, and that was the only reason I had it. So I'm not like somebody who, I mean, I know what their voices sound like, but it's only so much as this is the stereotypical Mario voice. As long as you get close enough to it, I'm okay with that. Like that's how I'll approach it. So I'll go into
they didn't
this
even get
expecting it.
close.
Well, okay, so I know they didn't get close in the trailer here, but and the movie probably is not gonna sound all that different. But honestly, as long as they put together a good film that's fun to watch, I don't really care how they sound because I'm not like that attached to the franchise.
Here's
But that's just me though. Like I know a lot of people, other people
here's
are.
my problem with that though, is that like if you're gonna go so far as to make it look just like the game and really make all of these things beautiful, and you know you have millions and millions of fans who have been playing these games forever, you're going like, why wouldn't you just go one extra step? Actually, why would you not go that extra step? Why don't you just do what works and hire the people who've been doing it? Let them do the movie. Those are voice actors who have probably been waiting to prove their dramatic ability for years. And we love the characters already. Inherently, by hiring new actors, what you're going to do is you're going to change the characters. You're going to give them a different sensibility, and we're going to end up watching something that's weird. It's just going to be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't feel as strongly about it. I guess once if I watch the movie and the voices are distracting from the story, then I'll be more worried about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm open to reinvention here. I think much more than maybe a lot of people who are fans of the games and the franchise. So
I'll say one more thing about it, and that's that, video games have cutscenes where like you watch the story unfold, and those are compelling. And
Yeah.
we've had some of those in Mario games, and I wouldn't mind watching like they're really good at storytelling in those, by the way. Even on like something like Mario Party, where you're just clicking through Toad's explanations of like this is what's happening. I wouldn't mind because the storytelling is good enough and
Yeah.
the writing is good.
Mario
I would,
Galaxy.
yeah, show me this world. Let me totally be in that world with celebrity stuff. Suddenly, I'm just back in a theater watching a celebrity make money.
Yeah. It could
yeah,
have been like this beautiful, almost fan film, and then it just
Yeah,
turns into a corporate thing.
yeah.
I know we want to move away from the subject, but do you guys have any predictions of what this movie is probably going to include?
Donkey Kong cameo. Somebody's got to play Yoshi. I'm sure that'll be. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I'm expecting a lot more cameo voice casting in this.
that's fair.
I
Because
do
there's a
expect
ton of
a lot of the
characters.
same. I do because I think they're trying to, as every studio is these days, build a cinematic universe around this. So I think their goal is going to be not only to figure out like can we spin out Luigi as its own movies
Or
or
Yoshi's
can
Island.
yeah, or like but like Donkey Kong shows up and like now we got a Donkey Kong thing. I wouldn't even be surprised if all of a sudden we had like some kind of Legend of Zelda thing that we randomly got a connection to. So
Yeah, yeah, that'd be
We
good.
people have wanted a Zelda movie for a long time,
I think
live
that could
action
do
or
really well in
otherwise.
live action. Like that's
Yeah,
a franchise. I
that
think
was an
most
April
Nintendo
Fool's Day
franchises don't.
prank a long time ago. What was
Yeah,
it?
but like Zelda, I
Somebody made
think of
a
all of
trailer.
those classic Nintendo franchises is probably the most translatable to live action. I don't know if they intend to do that though. Like maybe they'll keep it animated. I mean, if
I mean, I
yeah.
think somebody else brought this up, but like there is an MCU already for Nintendo. It's Super Smash Brothers. And
Yeah,
if
that's
you
what I
can-
was thinking.
if
Yeah.
you tell that story, even that's incredible. You know, I remember the opening cutscene to the original Super Smash Brothers, where it's like, oh, they're toys. We've just find out that they've all been toys this whole time, and there's Master Hand, who's just a kid playing with the toys. I mean, that would be mind blowing. Still, I'm getting
Well,
chills
that's what they
just
did in the
talking
Lego
about it.
movie, right? Like that's how the
Right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. I mean, I'm
No.
pretty sure they're gonna build up to that eventually but they have to start with this first. I think maybe like lay the
Yeah.
foundation. So
I back to predictions. I anticipate a Kirby movie and Metroid and Captain Falcon and all of those things because you're going to have to build the Super Smash Brothers movie.
I can see it.
hey,
Personally, I think that they're gonna do a bald joke.
I
I'm just
don't.
gonna say it. I think no, I already know that he's gonna like take off his hat because he's gonna be like, oh, why do you think I wear this hat all the time? And then he's gonna be like balding.
They've
I can
shown him
see
with
it.
his hair.
I know, I understand that.
As
But-
long as they're insulting the character with his voice,
They're
I
already
think they're
going
also
against
going to make
lore.
him bald.
Yeah,
I hope not.
calling it here, mark
I
it down,
really hope
make a
not.
meme out of it. Remember,
Well, let's hope not. Geez, that's painful. Follow us on all the things, and we'll talk with you. We'll consort and consult and talk about Mario. How do you feel about his voice? Do you think it's going to ruin the chance at an NCU? Look at that. The Nintendo Cinematic
Ooh.
Universe.
that could
Ooh.
that's
I see what you did there.
just marketing genius right there. Yeah.
Yeah, what can I say? But thank you for watching.